We were woken up about midnight by loud banging on the door, and about 7 or 8 people in SR uniform shouted Haussuchung, which is official, the term is search action, and it implied that this is a legal search action. We had no idea what it was all about. They rushed into the apartment, into every room, opened every door, didn't say a word, and my sister and I were frightened, but we had no idea what it was, and after about 10 minutes they left. We had no idea what it was until about 10-15 minutes after they left. The telephone started to ring. Relatives and neighbors called. The first couple that came were neighbors, all bloodied up. They had been beaten up. Their furniture had been smashed. The worst was an uncle of my mother's, and the whole family were, well, my uncle was killed in front of my cousin. They lived in a big house, and he was actually thrown down the stairs. We didn't know it at the time. And they stamped with their boots, stamped him to death in front of my cousin. My cousin, his sister, and the mother came over. They stayed with us for several weeks after that. We had a large apartment, and my cousins, the aunt, and a couple of neighbors stayed for quite a few days. And almost, I wouldn't say happy, but a positive experience was that in the morning we heard banging on the door again. The door to the apartment had frosted glass, and looking through it, and I went with my mother to see who it was, and there was a man in SR uniform standing there, and by that time we knew what had happened to the rest of the Jews, and we were very frightened, and it turned out it was the fiancé of our former maid. Our maid had to go because there was a law, nobody under the age of 45 was allowed to work for Jews. So we knew the fiancé, and he was a member of the SR. He brought us a bag full of fresh rolls, and he said, "I just came to tell you, don't go out today, stay home," and that's what we did. After Kristallnacht, 4 or 5 days later, the Gestapo came to arrest my father, and luckily he was not sent to a concentration camp, but he was taken to the basement of the Gestapo building, and for several days was mistreated very badly. He never told us about it. I heard about it through a book from other people. And he came back, and he looked 10 years older, 4 days later, and he said, "Jetzt geht's raus," which is, now we are getting out of here.